I think this may have been the best episode of Dragon Ball DAIMA. However, there's a lot to discuss, such as how I think that Bulma is the actual real hero of Dragon Ball DAIMA. So let's get into it. Here is my breakdown and review of Dragon Ball DAIMA episode 19. This episode picks up right where we left off. The thing that everybody was wondering is, what did Glorio wish for? And yes, he wished for everybody to be turned back into adults, like I think many people suspected. I suspected that too, but I was actually hoping that it was going to be some kind of curveball. I would have enjoyed seeing Arinsu like super powerful, or the curveball being that maybe he wishes for something that benefits Goku and the gang, but isn't exactly them turning back into adults, because I was thinking that would be too anticlimactic. But in the end, I think it turned out okay, and this episode was very enjoyable. But before I get into Goku and Vegeta and everybody and all that stuff, I do want to focus on Glorio a little bit, because this is one of the big flaws of this episode. So Arinsu is, of course, disappointed at him, and she fires him. And then she says, yeah, go off with them. And it kind of seems like she was being nice to him, right? Not like fed up with him. She was allowing him to leave because she actually kind of cared for him. At least that's the vibe that I got. And that's the vibe that at least one other Japanese person, a YouTuber that I noticed online that I was watching his video, like he kind of got that feeling too. But why? Right? And here's the thing, right? Later she says, oh, and I rescued you from the third demon realm, right? The word that she uses is hiro, which literally means like to pick up. But in this context, rescue is perfectly fine, right? So she noticed Glorio somehow in the third demon realm, and he was in some kind of tough situation, and she helped him out. We don't know what that was. And this is something that I've talked about before here in these breakdowns. We need to know what Glorio was doing. Like, why is he working for Arinsu? We don't know, and we still don't know. And that really lessened the impact of this whole part with him. Now, I still did feel really nice seeing him go back to Goku and everybody, and then Pansy runs over and like, you're the best, Glorio. Like she says that to him. It kind of seemed like she was like, I don't know, really in love with him, like embracing him. Like she threw herself at him. And then of course we get the wonderful little sequence with Goku saying Glorio, like he actually says the name properly after getting it wrong every single other time. And he recognizes that. By he, I mean Glorio. And that was all really nice. And the music was nice. And I liked it. And I actually felt a little bit, of emotion. But this would have been so much better if we got a proper character setup for Glorio. We should have just gotten like one little sequence where we find out, Glorio had messed up and he stole something for his family. And then Arinsu showed up because she needed somebody to do this work. And then she got him out of jail. But on top of that, we also have this kind of hanging thread that was introduced all the way back when Arinsu first was, with Maba, right? In that first time we see Maba, I think it was. And in that sequence, Arinsu says something like the first Majin that they created before Ku and Du, was a failure. And I think she said something like she defeated him and it was just a failure. So it seemed at the time like maybe Glorio was created by Marba and Arinsu, but as far as we know, that's not the case, which is kind of weird. So like, what was that other Majin that they created? We don't know. Maybe Arinsu just completely destroyed it and killed it and it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. It seems a little bit of a loose hanging thread, but I'm sure that a lot of people don't even remember that part. So whatever. Overall, this was enjoyable, but again, like Glorio, I think they dropped the ball on Glorio. He could have been so much better, so much more memorable if they had just given a little bit more time to this character to shine, to develop him. And then I would have been bawling. I would have been crying at the end if they would have done that. But anyway, let's talk about Goku and Vegeta and all that. So, of course, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, they all turn back into adults. Bulma as well. It's awesome to see them as adults. So I was very happy to see that. And here's one of the best things. We got the voice actors back. So we got Piccolo's voice actor back. Of course, we got Vegeta's voice actor back. Horikario. We got the adult Bulma voice actor back. Well, unfortunately, that's not the original voice actor because she passed away quite a few years ago. I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago at this point. But we got the main characters back. as adults with their voice actors. I loved it. I loved hearing those voices again. Now, here's the thing. Like, they seem like they've recovered some energy, right? Some stamina, some whatever power. But that wasn't part of the wish. But I don't know. Whatever. Let's not think about that too deeply, because Vegeta seems to recover quite a bit from like the previous episode where he was completely beat up and couldn't even join in the fight. But as an adult, he's totally good to go. And so he says, oh, we have to take turns, right? We decided to do that. So now it's my turn. So he goes, and he really gets the upper hand on, what's his name? Goma, right? From the very beginning, even without going Super Saiyan 3, which he does. So the implication here is, and we also get a comment from, King Kadan, and they're all kind of in wow, right? I think it was Pansy also says something. They're all just in utter awe to see the power of Vegeta as an adult. So this heavily, it's pretty clear that they are significantly more powerful, even in their base forms, than they were as kid forms. I don't even want to think about the inconsistencies that exist here, possibly. This is such a confusing mess. I don't know. Power scalers are going to have a field day with this. But anyway, it seems like Vegeta is significantly stronger, and he's recovered to some extent. He's dominating, and then he gets Super Saiyan 3, or he transforms to Super Saiyan 3. It does look like the kid form, kind of the different hair form compared to Goku. So this is Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. This wasn't a mini exclusive form. So that's cool. I like how it looks. So totally awesome. And he's at first overpowering Goma, but in the end, we basically find out that Goma has infinite stamina. While Vegeta is fighting Goma, we get this awesome interaction between Goku and Piccolo. Piccolo actually starts saying some good stuff, right? It shows that he's paying attention. He's the analytical thinker that we know him as, right? He's the smart fighter. And he's making these comments. He's making these observations about the stamina. He's telling Goku, even if you go up to fight him, you may just end up in the same situation, right? He's just not going to run out of energy, and you're just going to tire yourself out. I'm paraphrasing there, obviously, but it's great to see this Piccolo. And then we get this wonderful sequence with Arinsu and Ku. Well, we got a little moment with Ku comforting Arinsu after Glorio leaves, saying it's okay, I'm here for you, right? Ku, I love Ku. Let's get a whole series with Ku. and then of course we get the other part with Ku and Arinsu, because Arinsu wants her book, right? She wants a book from her archives or whatever. And then of course, Ku says, I'm the errand boy, right? He said that the first time after he failed fighting with Tamagami number 1. And so he's very fast, and he can run errands. And so he does that. He brings the book over. So this was nice payoff, right? We got some setup all the way back there, 6 or 7 episodes ago. And we got some nice payoff here. I love that. This is some clever, nice, basic, but also nice storytelling here. So loved it. And then we find out that you have to tap the eye 3 times on the back of the head to get the eye out. And then I went back and watched the sequence where Goma he gets that girl with a hat, right, to put the eye on his forehead, and she taps it multiple times, more than 3 times. So I guess you have to tap it 3 times, and that's how King Abuda was able to take it on and off. But if you can take it on and off, then why didn't Abuda always have it on his forehead, right? I was suspecting that the third eye would cause you to become out of control, and it seems like Goma is pretty in control. It still seems like he's himself. So why would Abuda ever take it off and risk losing it? I don't know. I guess he just looked too scary, and he didn't want to scare the normal people of the demon realm. But anyway, Arinsu has a nice moment with Ku. But at the same time, Arinsu seems like she's she was never that serious about becoming the super evil demon king and causing chaos in the demon realm. It's a quick turn, right? I don't know. It could have been set up a little bit better. I didn't like it that much. But I can see the logic there, and I can understand how she wants to stop Goma. And also, it seems like Ku is playing a part in I don't know, having her soften up a bit. So that's kind of nice, but I still think it could have been set up just a little bit better, because it seems a little bit out of nowhere. She's like, I want to mess up the demon realm. And oh, now I'm going to help you, and let's fix this and blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway, so I think from here on out, things get pretty more intense. We, of course, like I said, we find out that basically Vegeta is not going to win, right? Because Goma is not going to run out of stamina, but he won't stop fighting, right? He's not going to give up his turn. He's going to say oh, I'm going to die trying here, basically. And Goku, of course, doesn't want to step in. He doesn't want to fight with Vegeta. So he's like, what am I going to do? And then Bulma. Bulma is the hero of this episode. Bulma is the hero of Dragon Ball Daima. So Bulma is awesome. I love Bulma. And I love that they gave her this moment to shine. I know many of us have been wondering, why is Bulma even here? Well, she's here to save the day. And what she says is, well, you already know, but this thing. So she says, Vegeta, stop fighting or I'm not going to get in the bath with you. I'm not going to take baths with you anymore. I thought this was incredibly hilarious. This was I think this was the funniest joke in the entire show. This is one of the most memorable jokes in all of Dragon Ball. I loved it. I think it was totally appropriate and totally in character for Dragon Ball as a whole. I found this so funny that I had to stop watching. I was literally laughing out loud. I had to stand up and just walk away. I loved this so much. It was just, it came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. And I'm so happy that we got it. And I saw one Japanese YouTuber kind of say, like, is this really like, are they messing with like Vegeta's character too much? Is this too out of character? And quite frankly, I don't think so. I mean, back especially in the Battle of Gods, we got the My Bulma slap, whatever, we got that part, right? So it's established that he really cares about her. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And then also in Super, it's also established like Saiyans like strong women, right? And the whole Goku not kissing, Chi-Chi thing, which is ridiculous. But then Vegeta's like, you haven't kissed her? Like he knows, like that's just a part of a normal relationship. So it really seems like Vegeta and Bulma have a wonderful relationship. He really likes her. And of course, it was already established earlier in Daima that he loves the big boobs, right? So I just love this. And I love that Bulma got her time to shine. And we got one of the best jokes out of it as well. So I'm all for this. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. But you're wrong because Bulma's awesome. And this joke was awesome. And Dragon Ball inserting these ridiculous jokes in these serious moments, like going all the way back to the girls' panties at the end of the Pilaf saga. That's perfect Dragon Ball for me. That's the Dragon Ball that I love. So I'm all for this. So then the plan is that Piccolo is going to be the one that saves the day because, let's see if this works out in the next episode. But the plan is Goku's going to go and fight with Goma, and he's going to try to distract him, I guess, while he's fighting and give Piccolo an opening so that he can hit Goma 3 times on the back of the head. But of course, they're only going to get one shot at this because once Goma realizes that they know this, he's going to try to defend himself. But here's the thing. Goma didn't know that you have to tap the eye to get it on, and he shouldn't know that you have to tap the eye to get it off. So why would he be so careful about that when he thinks he can clearly and easily defeat everybody? So it's a little bit shaky, but whatever. At least Piccolo, it seems like Piccolo is going to get his moment to shine. So we've had to wait possibly almost 20 episodes, so almost 20 entire episodes to get a moment for Piccolo. That's too much, but at least he's going to get something. At least he's going to get the final important piece. He's going to be the one that gets the third eye off of Goma. Hopefully, unless they throw another curveball at us. But for the time being, it seems like that's what we're going to get. And then, of course, we get the awesome kind of Majin Buu Super Saiyan 3, transformation sequence callback, right? Where Goku says, this is Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3. And then he's about to say, he turned Super Saiyan 4. So that's a surprise. Oh, wow, he can still do that. We thought that was going to be an only one-time thing, right? When he was a kid or a mini. And then it seems like he's about to say, and this is Super Saiyan 4. But then the episode ends, right? So here's another problem. Of course, Super Saiyan 4, I did an entire video about why Super Saiyan 4 in Daima is problematic and it's bad writing. That being said, adult Super Saiyan 4, awesome. I'm all for it. In terms of the design, we got that kind of reddish, god-like appearance. So cool, awesome. I love it. I'm very tempted to buy a figure and put it on my shelf because I really like the design. But storytelling perspective, I think it's still flawed. But in terms of the transformation itself, does this mean that we're going to get more of it later on? Is this some kind of plot hole with Dragon Ball Super? Well, I definitely think we could get more of it down the line in Super, but I think they can still come up with some way. Like, for example, once they're out of the demon realm or once they leave and Neba says goodbye, he says, you're not going to be able to use that transformation anymore. I only made it so you could use it while we were fighting Goma. It's something, right? There's going to be potentially some kind of excuse for why Goku isn't using Super Saiyan 4 in Battle of Gods, like before, and all that stuff in Super before they get the God transformations, right? Like, hopefully there's some kind of, even like a one little sentence thing. But aside from that, of course, the next episode preview is there. Of course, the fight is going to have to wrap up. There's only 20 episodes. The next one is episode 20. The title is Zenkai, which literally means like limit, but we often get Zenkai. This word pops up a lot in Dragon Ball because, for example, Zenkai Toppa, which means like to break one's limits. In Dragon Ball Super, the opening, I think the second opening, right? The last opening is called Genkai Toppa Sabaiba, right? So Zenkai. So, this wasn't too surprising. I saw a couple people in the Japanese fandom predict that it might be called Zenkai. So, what's up with the whole Kutsuki Mushi join bug thing? Are we not going to get a fusion? That may have been a red herring, so it was a fake out. Or we're going to get a really quick fusion at the end, which seems kind of like we wouldn't have enough time. I've also seen speculation that we are going to get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because why not? Let's include that. Let's throw that in because more toys. Yeah, it would be awesome to see that, but it does seem like with only one episode, there's a lot that they have to wrap up. And I'm hoping that it's not going to feel overly rushed, although I do think that some parts are going to feel rushed because there's just not enough time, right? It feels like they need 21 episodes, or they should have used the 20 episodes more effectively and not wasted an entire episode on that, like, Giants episode on the, Planet Megas, right? With the Mega Giants, whatever. Or like the Captain Ginyu, like, parody thing. They had time to use more effectively and they didn't. And so I think that is hurting things a little bit. So what did I think of this episode? Like I said, I think this was my favorite episode. It was really enjoyable. The action was awesome. We got gratuitous transformations, which, come on, we all love. We got a couple of nice emotional moments. We got the most memorable and best joke in the entire show. Now, all of this could have been better if there were better setups and a little bit better, cleaner writing earlier in the show. But again, just as this episode by itself, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And this really helped me out in terms of my overall opinion of the show. I can tell they really did work hard on this, and I like what they did. I just wish they would have done a little bit better earlier. But 9 out of 10. Anyway, what do you think? Are you looking forward to the finale? Did you enjoy this episode? Leave me a comment. Share your opinions. Drop me a like. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got a lot more videos coming. And I'll see you in the next one.